journaling time.
Hey, what's up, party people? Get our
Hey,
music going.
everyone.
There we go. Hey.
Hi,
All right.
folks.
Got some the usual suspects in the chat. What's up, Linda? Good to see you.
Hi,
Melissa's in the house.
Melissa.
All right. And this one I don't recognize. Palavering with you're gonna have to help me out with that one. Well, yellow to you.
Hello.
Welcome. Excited to see you here. All right. And okay, we got some more people showing up. Good.
Hi there.
Good. Errol, welcome.
Welcome.
Get our little ticker up so the people who casually drop in know what's about to go down. All right. Yeah. Here we go. All right. Well, I definitely remember to send the email out this time, so hopefully people will hang with us. Let me drop a little drop a link in our app, right? Why not? Okay, here we go. It's pronounced Pim. Awesome. Well, lovely to meet you,
Welcome,
Pim. Really
Pim.
glad you found your way to us. Errol's got some new bullet journals. All right, I love a good bullet
Amazing.
journal. That's what I got going on the side here. I don't always. It's more of just like a capture device for me. You know, I use a lot of digital stuff to plan my projects and whatnot, but I feel like I'm just so fast with pen and paper. So when I think of something, having a bullet journal there just to immediately get it out on paper is super nice. All right, I found us on YouTube here. Let me grab our link so we can drop it in our app. Are we doing a Facebook platform? Yeah. So, I mean, we, as of now, we're always streaming on both Facebook and YouTube. We've seen more people gravitating towards YouTube lately. It's weird. Facebook sometimes doesn't let people know when we go live, whereas I feel like YouTube is a little bit better about that. What's up, Charlinia? Good to see you.
Hi.
All right, we'll give everybody just a couple minutes to join us. Do let us know if you are new so we can let you know what's going on. But I see Pim's not new, just a lurker. Well, you know what? I feel that irons in the fire. I often have too many irons in the fire, and that's why I need to journal to get all my thoughts about all the irons out on the page. Otherwise, I would lose my mind. Yeah, gotcha. All right. People calling, all sorts of stuff. Don't they know we're doing Journal Party live? All right, here we go. If you have the app, you're about to get a little push notification. Journal with us. All right. So true. Yeah. So much going on. You know, that's a common thing though. I'm really glad we started doing Journal Party, and because as it grows, I'm reminded that like we all kind of have these issues with like overthinking and just being overwhelmed. Like, how could you not in this day and age with all the different all the different just messages you're being bombarded with constantly. All right, we're gonna do a little post in YouTube here, so we can get more people joining us on the YouTube. Journal with us.
I hope everyone had a really good Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, let us know what you did, Alex.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell people what we was up to?
We did a little trip to Santa Barbara just to kind of get out of LA for a few days. So that was really, really nice. It's a very
It's beautiful
cool
there.
vibe there. It's so beautiful. I loved it. I fell in love with it.
All right. Carmen with the K's in the house. What's up? beautiful sunset
Carmen.
evening. I haven't looked at the sunset yet. Hope it's nice.
Mm.
We usually get some pretty nice sunsets from where we are. Hello, Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Happy Go Amy's here. Good, good. All right, kids
Mm.
going up. Party, got all that party. Ping goes the phone. You got it? Let me know if you did. Hopefully you did. Hopefully our messages are working. I'm guessing that was her telling us she got it.
Oh,
I'm like, tell me.
101. We're close to that in LA right now. We're going through a heat wave. It is not nice.
And like for whatever reason, our Frenchie, who's not supposed to be in hot weather, if you know anything about Frenchies, loves it. Insists on being outside, and we're just like, you're gonna die.
We give him about 5 minutes and then he's forced inside, but he does love it for some reason.
You know, he's a sun bunny. He just loves sunbathing. As do I. You know, I envy him. He doesn't care that the neighbors are looking down on him. I you know, just rolling around, just having a good old Frenchie time. Pim says the entire family took off to Tennessee from South Carolina. So I had a 4-day weekend of peace and quiet with just the dogs.
Wow.
I love
Sounds
that.
lovely.
Alex, you said you were planning a trip to go see your friends in San Diego. Maybe I'll have a little doggy weekend myself coming up soon.
No. Okay, maybe. We'll see.
All right. Cool. Well, folks, I think we've got all of our channels notified, so it's time to start getting the ball rolling, getting this party started.
Yeah.
So I'm exhausted right now. Just full disclosure, I have been working hard today. You know, I got a new client I'm working with and the marketing stuff, and so even though I normally have lots of crazy thoughts and plans and things like that, it's like double today. And so I'm actually really looking forward to this evening's session because I think it's going to feel like a nice bubble bath to you all. So this evening, let me get our app up here. This evening's program is all about nostalgia reflections, right? So we're going to spend some time thinking about some of the most memorable moments of our experience, trending towards the positive. This one's a feel-good session, and I think it's going to be really nice to kind of tune into some of those things and that made us feel good in the past, and kind of bring a little bit of that into the present, and hopefully get a little closer to an understanding of what makes us tick. Why were those memories so meaningful, and why did they feel so good? And I think that just getting in touch with that will create a little bit of self-awareness for us, and make it even easier to tap into those sorts of things in the future. So pretty excited. As per usual, we have 10 prompts for you this evening. We're going to be doing 3 minutes per prompt. That should be enough for these ones. But of course, if you have more in the tank, or you want to revisit any of these, you can always check out the replays. They are on our YouTube channel, as well as our app. And speaking of our app, which that's the thing that you're seeing on the screen right now, you can get our mobile app. It's available in the Apple App Store and Google Play. There's also a web-based version you can access anytime through any browser if you prefer the desktop experience. You don't write into the app. It just prompts you with your regular paper journal, although I suppose you could open up a notes app if you're one of the typers, but something magical about pen and paper to me. But anyway, definitely get the app if you don't have it already, because that's where all of these really awesome programs are hosted, and you can visit them anytime that you like, and kind of go at your own pace. That said, this evening you don't actually need the app because we're going to be streaming it for you. Alex and I will take turns reading the prompts, and we'll journal along with you, and then at the very end, we can all hang out, share our insights, reflect a little bit on some of our reflections, and it's just always fun to hang out with the Journal Party people. So, and when I say that, I don't mean us like toot toot, on our own horn. I mean you guys. It's always fun for us to get to hang with our beloved community here. So, I think we're about ready to go. Alex, I'm gonna do the first one, and
Okay.
all right. So you're down with the evens this evening, and all right, cool. Well,
Yeah,
let me
let's get
know in the
started.
chat if you're ready to get rolling here. I'm gonna switch up our little cryon. That's the thing that goes across. Is it a cryon if it moves, or is it just a ticker? I don't know. These are questions for another live stream. Anyway.
Yeah, no. And welcome
All right.
to the newer people in here. So good to see you,
Yeah.
and let's get going.
Okay, I'm just gonna take a quick gander. Did you see anything that needed attention,
No,
Alex,
just,
before we get started?
just people chit-chatting and telling us about where they've been. So,
Oh, Nahal's here. Awesome, nice. We love Nahal. Nahal is singing our praises on our ads and getting lots of people to join our challenge, which we'll talk about later. But I think it's about time to get this party started.
let's get
So I'm
going.
gonna hit the start now button, and we'll get going with our first prompt. This is Nostalgia Reflections. First prompt: childhood memory. Think back to a specific happy memory from your childhood. What details do you see, hear, or feel?
Teenage triumph. What's a moment from your teenage years when you felt particularly proud or accomplished?
past passions. Excuse me. What was a hobby or interest you used to love but haven't made time for recently?
A meaningful place. Describe a location from your past that holds special significance for you. What makes it so memorable?
Lessons learned. What is a valuable life lesson you learned from an earlier experience that still guides you today?
A kindred spirit. Who is someone from your past who you had a positive and lasting impact on you?
Unheard stories. Write about a story or memory that you rarely share with others.
Past self. What advice would your current self give to your younger self?
Favorite tradition. What is a family tradition or a personal ritual from your past that you cherish?
Future memories. Looking forward, what kind of memories do you hope to create for yourself in the coming years?
All right. I forgot to hit the mute button or an unmute button. All right. How'd you do, Alex?
Pretty good. I thought this was, a nice, fun, lighthearted group of questions, and good timing because I am currently in the midst of planning my 20-year reunion for high school.
That's
So I
right.
have all sorts of memories flooding back. So it's I'm already in kind of a nostalgic mood. So this is really nice for me. What
Oh,
about you?
cool. Is it helping you like plan stuff for the occasion, or are you just having fun swimming in these
Yeah,
memories a
it's
bit?
just I think more reflecting, just having fun reflecting and thinking about all the crazy things, especially that were popular back in the early 2000s. So, yeah, but it was fun remembering a lot of those silly things. So,
Nice.
yeah. What about you?
Well, I had a lot of really fun memories pop up. You never know what to expect. Like I'll write the prompt and then I do it, and then it's like, oh, whoa, I can't believe that came up for me. And it's just some really fun stuff that was coming up. I really liked the one where we kind of got to toot our own horn a little bit as a teenager, because I was an extreme overachiever as a teenager, and so I had a lot of like really fun ones. Although the things that I was like really the most proud of were like not the ones that everyone else was proud of me for. It was like the stuff that I just like really enjoyed. So I thought that was interesting. And then
Mm,
like the biggest through line through all of this for me was just this realization that like all of these like all of the best moments in my life were the best because of who I was sharing them with.
oh,
And
interesting.
so yeah, it's got me thinking. I mean, that last prompt was really powerful for me, the future memories thing, because I think it's fun to go in the past, but it's also fun to kind of bring that into the present, and what you're trying to create in the here and now. And having that realization, I realized, well, it's really important for me to start making as many memories as I can with my loved ones while I have them. You never know
Absolutely.
how long you have with people, and so many of these were like really fond memories of my father's, unfortunately no longer with us. But it's like, okay, well, I could fixate on that, but it's like, well, there's all these wonderful people in my life currently, and am I doing enough to really continue making memories with them? I think, like, unfortunately, with the whole COVID and lockdown situation, like, I've gotten a little more comfortable being isolated, and I don't know
Mm,
that that's the best thing for me. Like, I actually really thrive in situations where I can feed off of the energy of others and even perform and stuff like that. And so I was just thinking of it's just stuff that we've talked about, Alex. I mean, for folks at home, like, one of the things that we've started doing, my mom lives across the country, and it it's no secret that like traveling for the holidays is insanely expensive. And now our families are just kind of different. Like, things have happened, we're adults now. It's not the same like tradition, to sit around like a Christmas tree and opening presents like as a kid. Like, that's just not how it is anymore. And so we instead of just kind of going and sitting in my mom's living room for the holidays, what we've been doing is planning these really cool trips that are in places that we've never been before and I've always wanted to go to. And then it's not just this thing that gets lost. It's this really special memory at a very special place where we did something that we wanted to do together. And so last year we went to Charleston, and that was super fun. And I think this year we're going to go to Savannah, so I'm really looking forward to that. But the other thing that I kind of realized there is like, okay, well, there's that sort of memory and that sort of experience where we'd be creating something in a specific locale. But I'm also really looking forward to us establishing our new home, because we're looking to move from Los Angeles in have a house somewhere else. And so I'm actually also looking forward to creating a space where we can actually consolidate some memories as well. So, the novelty component, but like, I'm really, I don't know, that like that, home is where the heart is sort of thing. Like I want that as well in my experience. So a lot of really fun memories, and some pretty cool insights, some good lessons. I saw there were some really good lessons that were popping up in the chat, be a good listener and things like that. Super helpful. I was like, oh yeah, I would totally tell myself that too.
Yeah.
Let's see, we got some comments. Let us know how you did. Let's see. Melissa says, a family tradition I cherish. I was adopted into a Polish family, my mom's side, and we always had a traditional Christmas Eve supper with all the foods, 30 people at the table, and another 30 to 40 who would stop by to sing carols in Polish and have a couple rounds of vodka shots before heading to midnight mass. It was such a beautiful connection with family, and I miss those days. That sounds really awesome. You'll have to tell me, what's the Polish dish where you just like put all the leftovers in like a thing? I stayed with this Polish family once, and they were trying to explain this concept to me, and it was basically like an amalgamation of like their dinners for like the entire week leading up to it, and it was awesome. I mean, it's like sausage, all sorts of different stuff in there. I'm pretty sure that's like a Polish tradition. So if you're in touch with that, let me know, because I kind of want to like incorporate that maybe. Linda says that was fun and was able to answer all the prompts, different emotions for different prompts, fear and terror to fun and lighthearted and sentimental. Well, hopefully not too much fear and terror. These are supposed to be fun, but thanks for going on the ride with us. Appreciate that. Alex, you were saying you saw some interesting comments earlier while we were journaling, right?
Oh yeah, just people were very active throughout the session. So I just was gonna look back.
I loved this one from Nahal. This was in the advice. Don't marry the first guy who asks. I'm the first guy who asked you, right?
Yes, but 100%. Definitely have never been asked to be married before, but I waited a long time, and I think that, I can attest to maybe, dating those toads, those frogs, and making your way to Prince Charming a little bit later on in life. I can agree with that.
Linda says
goulash.
It's goulash.
Is that what it was?
I don't know. I mean, I've heard of goulash. That wasn't the word that was coming up in my mind, but maybe that's what it is, and I'm just being forgetful. I saw we had some good comments from Pim in here. My grandfather was the only man to ever show me what love really meant. Hard to believe he's been gone 40 years. Plus, he taught me the most important lesson of life, that there is always time for cartoons. I love that.
That's great.
Yeah. I think I found some similar threads in my stuff where like some of the best things that I've like learned from other people, and like a lot of the advice that I would impart on myself is just like, obviously you have to like protect yourself. You have to prepare for tomorrow, and be diligent and all those things. But a lot of, I think, like the secret sauce is like finding ways to enjoy this experience. And it's so easy for me, I can only speak for myself, but it's so easy for me to get obsessed with like the outcome, but the outcome is always in the future, and it's never in the here and now. And it's like really like the best, you can only have an experience here and now. I mean, I guess you can like in your mind have one in the future, but that's not real. And you can have one in the past, and that's also not real anymore, right? So it's this, I don't know, I think like having a bit of like levity and is like really a virtue that I'm trying to I'm trying to get in touch with these days. And I think like as Pim shared, like that's some of the best like grandfather wisdom ever, right? Like make time for cartoons, of course. Melissa says definitely goulash or bigos, which is a hunter stew made of everything. That feels like more of like what it was. I don't know. Maybe I should just reach out to the people I stayed with. Hey, what was that stuff you made me eat that I didn't want to eat but I loved? Mary says, best advice from my mentor as a teen was be more afraid of not trying than of failing. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. That's something that really like motivates me. I've realized as well. It's like, I think I have like a really high tolerance for risk, like I jumped right into like entrepreneurship. I love to perform and, potentially embarrass myself and all these things. But like the thought of dying with my dreams inside of me is way scarier than like public humiliation or failing or anything like that. And so, like when people say like, oh, how are you so risk averse? It's like, I don't know. Like what's the risk? Like that I didn't live. That's the bigger risk to me. Pim says, that reminds me that yesterday is gone and tomorrow never comes. So seize today. Yeah, always got to seize the day. Here and now, this idea of, the present moment. It's so simple. Alex, I caught you reading. Were you reading Power of Now?
I started skimming it a little bit.
She brought that on our little Santa Barbara trip. I was like, ooh, yeah, read that. It's good. It's a good book. I mean, the Eckhart Tolle stuff is really great. I mean, it's not this like insanely complex idea, but really it's like, okay, now is the only time that you can actually handle anything. And most of us spend a lot of time dwelling in the past and ruminating on things, or projecting ourselves into the future. And I think there's utility to all of that. I think as journalers, it's really powerful to be able to look into the past and try to understand it. But it's the same thing for goals, right? You can also do that in your journal and project yourself into the future. But all of that is happening in the here and now as the ink flows onto the page, which I think is just the coolest thing. So like, even if, you're connected to those things, but you're still present. And I think that's what, some of the magic of journaling is, for me at least. Mary says, and my hobby, playing guitar, I need to get back to that. Yep, I got one back there. I want my little to be raised in a home of music. Yeah, I love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to get more music going on in our house. I mean, I grew up playing music and touring in bands and stuff like that, and had some fun remembering some of those situations. But the question about like what's a hobby or whatever that you haven't touched in a while, I gotta be honest, it's music. I just I feel certain ways about that. It's because it's like it's just I'm in a different place in my life where I value different things. And so like the idea of like sitting down and really like learning a catalog of songs, like the payoff isn't as big as it was when I was like in my teens necessarily. That said, it's like, well, there I go again, focusing on the payoff, when like really I was having fun playing music with my friends and stuff like that. And so that I realized while I was writing through that prompt, it's like that's what I need to get in touch with if I really do want to enjoy that as a hobby again. It's just getting in touch with the real reason that I loved it. It wasn't, to like have known more songs or to, be some sort of like virtuoso or anything like that. It was just the enjoyment of it. There was a song I really liked, and maybe I could play it for myself, So, Mary, you're not the only one. Is there someone else was saying they need to play guitar? I think it was Surrey Cat. We're Surrey Cat tonight. Surrey Cat also was saying she needs to get back on her guitar stuff. We should maybe have like a little guitar club in the journal party. Pim says, a book that has changed my life is one recommended by my therapist, and it's called The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins, and her insights have been incredible. Yeah, I just finished that one. And actually, on our YouTube channel, there's a little guided journal session that's inspired by it. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. I loved it. That's probably one that I'll have to revisit periodically, because it's so easy to kind of lose that wisdom and get caught up in trying to control people. But man, like the immediate aftermath of having read that book, I will say it definitely chilled me out, because I spend a good deal of time trying to control whatever I can, that's why, last week we had a whole program about, for control freaks. And so, I think, yeah, that is an excellent book. We love Mel Robbins here. All right, digging deeper in some of these comments here. C said, Aunt Ernestine, she was a matriarch, keeping the family together, gatherings, phone calls, listening. Alex, would you say that your mom or your sister's more the matriarch of your side?
I would say my mom's the matriarch and my sister's more of the patriarch. I don't know. She's always kind of, had that energy for sure. She reminds me in terms of like her personality and stuff more of my dad, and just kind of like taking in some of my father's qualities and stuff. But she's obviously a matriarch too. She's, a mother. And so she's, I would say a combo of both for sure.
I think that's such a cool like role, like the matriarch, like kind of the glue that holds it all together. But like with that specific like motherly kind of quality, it's that's a powerful thing. I mean, my mom is just is the the one of our family, but she was like really, aside from her sisters, it was the predominant female figure in our whole family. And so, no brainer question with it being her. But I was curious. I wanted to ask you about that when I saw that one pop up, because I know that some strong personalities.
Absolutely.
Oh, this was a good lesson here. Best life lesson: kindness is the key to happiness. That's really good. I think
I fully believe that. Yeah.
And it's easier said than done, right? It's I think one of the things that I've been trying to notice is when I'm prioritizing being right over being kind. And sometimes I really like to be right. I think a lot of us do. And sometimes it's easier and better for all involved if, just yield to the kindness of the whole thing. And because like what do we know anyway? Might as well just feel better about it all. C said, taking time to listen and hear before speaking. I remember seeing that. Yeah, I'm trying to work on the listening. Active listening is hard. Like I think a lot of people, you want to engage in conversation, and so like when someone's telling you something, like you're immediately just thinking like what you're gonna say next, and it's so hard to just like actually like receive something that someone says. I find that like when I do that, like I'll often just like be taking a moment to like actually receive it, and then like the other person's like waiting for me to say something. So it's a little tricky, but. All right. The home that I grew up in from age 5 through 10, miss it with all my heart. Yeah. What was your special place, Alex?
My special place, what question was that?
It was a meaningful place.
Yeah, you go ahead. You share yours first.
I think, well, I don't know. There were several, but I kept coming back to just my alma mater, the University of Florida in Gainesville. I haven't been back since I graduated, but
wow.
I kind of want to go back because like I had so many memories there, and it was like, I mean, it may be hard to realize because of all the beer, but I mean, so much of like what formed like my adult processes came out of there. So I know it's changed a lot. At least I've heard from my other friends who have kind of gone back, but it'd be interesting to check that out. Did you find yours yet?
Yeah. So mine is the lakefront in Chicago, and when I originally lived there when I was younger for a few years, we lived right across the street, and I just have great memories of my parents or, a nanny taking me across the street and rollerblading along the lakefront. But when I first went to college, I was it really, I really struggled that first year, and I would walk to the lake almost every day, and it just became like a wonderful ritual. And it was where I went to go clear my head, and I just, great people watching, but also, it's beautiful and serene. And so, yeah, I've always liked, yeah, the lakefront in Chicago. I don't know if when we went there, we went for a walk along the lake, but it's such a wonderful place. And, people are so excited about, the spring and summer months, and it is just so crowded, and it's just such a beautiful thing to see, the entire city kind of congregate along the lakefront, and it's very special place. So that, and I have places from when I was younger, but I feel like that was extra significant for me.
Awesome. Yeah, I thought you were gonna say, you told me there was like a terrace at your house in La Jolla that you used to look out at the ocean.
Yeah,
I'm so
there was,
jealous of
yeah.
that. I wish.
It was wonderful, but it was such a nice little escape that I had access to, at my house, and I would go sit with my dogs and just look out at the water. And yeah, it was a very, very beautiful location for sure. So honestly, anything on a body of water, I am good to go.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I kind of feel like it's easy to just like cast your worries out to sea, or a big body of water. Let nature deal with it.
Oh,
So we
we
got
have
some
Tim.
stuff from Tim coming in.
Oh yeah,
My grandfather used to say, "Son, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Take the hint, boy."
that's so funny.
OMG, I love the lakefront in Chicago along Michigan Avenue, a block from the L. I miss Chicago more than any place I have ever lived. Oh, nice. You got a fellow
Yeah,
Chicagoan? Is that how you say it?
Chicagoan. Yeah, yeah. I love Chicago too, Pim. That will always hold a special place in my heart. And as much as I miss it, obviously I'm not a big fan of the weather as an adult. But I took Alex back there recently, like within the past year or so, and it's so magical. It's so beautiful.
Such a
And
great city.
yeah,
So good.
and the two of us used to really love LA where we're at now, and it's kind of lost that charm for us. And Chicago will never lose its charm for me. I always say that's kind of where I've left my soul. And that's where I really became who I was meant to be. And I got to see myself go from, a timid high schooler and just joining college, and just watching my own personal evolution in Chicago was a wonderful time. So, and I'm sure most people can attest to Chicago being quite an amazing city, and just so many wonderful memories there.
Awesome. Yeah, well, it was awesome seeing you kind of like come out of your shell as you were taking me around the city too. Like you really light up when you tell the stories and you're in the place. Like that's
Mhm.
something pretty cool about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, folks. Well, we're coming to time here. I think it's about time that we wrap this little party up. So, well, a couple of quick housekeeping items. I'm not sure what session we're doing this Saturday. I gotta see. Be honest, I haven't recorded it yet. So we'll see if there's anything anybody wants to be journaling through. Let me know, and maybe we'll consider it for our Saturday shorter session. It's a little more snackable than this, and we don't have all the discussion at the end. But it's been fun. We've been doing it the past few Saturdays, and all you got to do is tune into our YouTube channel. So that said, smash that like button, hit the bell icon so you don't miss the notifications, and you'll know whenever we go live for Journal Party Live or our little Saturday premieres as we've been doing. And the other thing that I wanted to point out is that we are currently running the 21-day Fill Your Journal Challenge. You got any challengers in the group here? Definitely check that out if you've been struggling with staying consistent with journaling. This is a 21-day video challenge, so you get an email every day that sets it up, as well as a guided journaling video session. It's video, but it's not like me on the video. There's like beautiful nature scenes and soundscapes and simple timers, and I just narrate it in my narration voice, and it's actually really cool. It's a nice way to get your pen moving, and then from there, the goal is to fill that journal, and not just with whatever. Well, I guess it is whatever, the goal is to leave you with a practice that is whatever you want it to be. And I've always kind of viewed my journal as like a workshop of the mind where I can bring any of my problems as well as document my days and things like that. And so super amazing practice. I'm on a mission to get 1 million people to be journaling with us. And so I would like you to be one of them if you're not already. So definitely check that out. You can get started with that for as little as $1. And if you can't scan the QR code, there should be a link in the description for this. If not, I'll have to add it. Otherwise, you can just visit challenge.journalparty.com. And it looks like Mary's doing it now. So awesome. Well, hope you're finding it all right. And, definitely, if you're running into any trouble or anything like that, do let us know. This is something that, there's no wrong way to do this, but people can often make it hard for themselves. And so, we want to make this an easy and awesome practice for you. So definitely, folks, if you haven't checked that out, please do. See, we got D signing off here as well. All right, folks. Well, that's all of our housekeeping stuff. We really appreciate you showing up and journaling with us and working on yourselves. I know this one was a little less of like the deep work and more of just, sometimes it's okay to do self-care journaling. And I really needed it today. I feel not only tired, but like relaxed. And I think it's okay to be tired and relaxed. And so what's important is I don't feel burnt out anymore. And, one of the best effects of journaling for me. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed these prompts. And again, thank you so much for showing up. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, wonderful rest of your week. And as always, what do we say, Alex?
Party on.
Party on.
Bye, everyone.